must protect the children at all costs. I'm sorry, child. I'm sorry, child.
Children, this way!
Archean forces captured Martinet, the younger of two twin sisters. By keeping her hostage, they forced the shaman Adriana, who wielded the power of a star fragment, to call forth the rains. As the ritual began, rain cascaded from the sky, accompanied by crashes of thunder. But the Archean forces had altered the ritual. Their tampering caused a cursed rain to fall on Laslan. Wherever the rain fell, Creatures transformed into violent monsters that attacked people and devastated the farmland. Adriana was shocked to witness what she had done. When the Archean forces turned on the sisters, meaning to kill them now that they had served their purpose. The awe-inspiring power of the star fragment that lay dormant within Adriana flooded out, and their enemies were annihilated in an instant. In the aftermath, Adriana was beset by unspeakable disfigurations, swallowed by guilt over her role in causing the cursed rain. Hamel, the sacred deer of the Black Owl Plains, met his demise, and his death heralded Iskale's return. Those who fled from the wolves found themselves isolated in the Abbey. Iskale, with the power of the star fragment and backed by a pack of ravenous wolves, set upon them. While the people cowered in terror, Henry rose to the occasion. He had always admired Hamel's courage, and he took heart from it now, urging the others to escape. As Henry desperately battled against the wolves, Iskale rushed towards him. Henry knew of Iskale's weak point. Hamel had come to him in a dream, showing him what he needed to know, and so Henry hurled his torch at the bottles of lamp oil in the storeroom. The oil ignited instantly, and with each fiery explosion, the very ground beneath their feet trembled. Henry was caught in the flames, along with Iskale. All that remained when the others returned to the Abbey were the bones and ashes of Henry and the wolves. Now the people of Castleton hold a wolf hunting contest every year to honor the courage and sacrifice of the young hero. "10 years ago, craftsmen in the employ of the Archean Legion secretly visited the resistance soldiers at the observatory, offering a huge reward for aid in stealing gems from the goblins. The soldiers, who were suffering through a famine, were overwhelmed with temptation. All but 3 of them left the camp. While the guards were away, the waiting Archean battle platoon readied for the attack. Watch Captain Henson understood the situation all too well. He told the 3 remaining guards to flee, and one of them, Ruffalo, escaped into the woods with his head hung low. Battling against an endless sea of enemies, the 2 remaining guards died horrible deaths. Henson, who lost an eye, rose again each time he fell, sword held high. Just as Henson, gravely wounded, neared his own death, Ruffalo returned. He had not fled at all, but instead brought reinforcements who drove back the enemy forces. Although the bravery of Henson and his men saved many lives, he blamed himself for the death of the soldiers and resigned as watch captain. 10 years later, he still quietly defends the front lines and is admired and respected by the local resistance forces. As Ravolupius's army swept across Laslan, Sophia and Rutain, siblings whose parents had died in the war, fled for their lives and lost their way in the Spider Forest. Their childhood friend Rob searched for them, at last discovering them hanging in a spiderweb deep in a cave. The 3 children struggled to undo the webs, but in the end, they were all captured by the owner of the cave, Mordecai, who meant to feed them to his spiders. At the very moment they thought it was all over, they heard the clash of weapons outside the cave. Rutaine's hero, Captain Da Vinci, had been tracking Morokai when he found the trail left by the children. Backed by resistance soldiers, he rushed to the rescue. The hand that reached out to them in that time of despair planted dreams of heroism in the children's minds, and they resolved to become just like Da Vinci, aiding those in need. 10 years later, the strong and ambitious warrior Sophia, the charming and agile hunter Robert, and the gentle and kind wizard Rutaine became known as the terrific trio of the Resistance. While being bitten by a vampire, Ezekiel was saved by Scala, the monster hunter. Despite now becoming a half-vampire, Scala trained him to become a vampire hunter. Scala would later be killed by Baron Leonardus, a powerful vampire lord. Ezekiel vowed to avenge her. Over the course of decades, Ezekiel became a legendary vampire slayer. He found Leonardus and began a fight to the death. But Leonardus was too strong. At death's door, Ezekiel used the last of his strength to draw a magic circle with blood and placed a Guardian's pledge in its center. With his soul now infused in the pledge, Ezekiel became a Guardian, protecting others from vampires. Vernon, the Lord of Stoneguard, who colluded with Archeum, exploited the inhabitants and ruled over them with an iron fist. The Resistance raided and seized the Vernon Archeum's army's cargo and distributed it among the people. One day, an extraordinary girl and 2 dwarves came to visit Vernon. The girl said that if she received funding, she would use it to find a legendary stone called the Heart of the Ancient Golem, build a giant golem, and subdue the Resistance. Though originally filled with doubt, Vernon ended up giving her a substantial sum after watching her golem's performance. The girl's company unraveled the secret of the monolithic boulder. Along the way, a rock struck Henderson and rendered him unconscious. Although they were chased by Chernobog and braved many perilous adventures, in the end, they acquired the stone. After completing the giant golem, the girl made Vernon dance in a huge chest and chant a spell, explaining that it was a ritual that would bind him to the golem, making him its owner. Vernon emerged from the chest, and the giant golem broke down the gate. All at once, the Resistance flooded in and captured the castle. The girl was revealed to be Sienna Parsons, a Resistance member and genius engineer. Even now, when you visit the Enter village, you can still hear tales of her adventures sung by Sienna's comrade-in-arms, Henderson Harmon. Queen Belandia, the invincible, the all-consuming. No one had ever even so much as scratched the fearsome beast. Enter the Order of the Swan, a small-time guild, hired by the Resistance to help gather sandworm poison sacs. While the Resistance soldiers were mopping up the sandworms, they were suddenly dragged into the sand beneath their feet. One of the swans, rowing, fell into the vortex. All at once, Queen Belandia reared up, writhing in pain. Rowan had morphed into a violet phoenix and burst free from Queen Belandia's carapace, freeing everyone trapped inside. To this day, the mere sight of a human touched with malvescence is enough to violently enrage the mighty beast. One stormy night, 6 Shadowmancers gathered atop a tower, envious of Junobote's demonic covenant. They summoned their own demon. Resiath offered sweet words and whispered promises. They killed each other to win her favor. In the end, the last Shadowmancer standing became a monster, unable to control her power. This attracted the attention of Havrez. As holder of Junobote's covenant, he attacked Resiath to ensure control of all the star fragments in the mortal realm. Severely wounded, Havrez fled, disguising himself as a human. Resiath then proceeded with her master plan. To resurrect the demon goddess Siliveth, now possessing the body of Venelux wizard Alea, Resiath has begun the hunt for star fragments. The Phonos, a warrior clan, and the Kaltaran, a hunter clan, both followed the same chieftain. However, when Shaman Akidu became the chieftain due to his remarkable talent with dark magic, some orcs protested, claiming he succeeded in the election ritual by using unfair tactics. Akidu responded by creating his own clan, by transforming his own kind into vicious shadow orcs, but couldn't expand his power due to the limits of dark magic. In a later age, Khazar of the Archeum Legion approached Tuarin, the latest chief of the Akidu clan. He demanded a legion of shadow orcs in return for the endless power of a star fragment. Tuarin accepted. To this day, he continues to create new shadow orcs to terrorize the world. For eons, countless wars have been fought throughout Silesium to acquire the Star of Siliveth, a mana stone of immense power. Commander Khazar's Archeum Legion arrived in Laslan to find the treasure. Khazar then tasked Calanthea to find the hidden Star of Siliveth fragments. With the ones she found, she used their power to awaken scores of the dead in northern Laslan. The Resistance, led by Commander Da Vinci, barely managed to stop their attack, which was only a fraction of the Archeum Legion's might. Even now, most of Silesium remains trapped within Archeum's shadow. After his defeat in an ancient tribal war, the giant, Quietus, had his heart taken and sealed away by the elves. The Lightbringer Society succeeded the elves as the protectors of Quietus's heart. Then one day, Dark Mancers raided the place where the heart was sealed, and Deluge Noah used the power of the heart to stop them. But the power was too great, and she was transformed into a frenzied elemental spirit. Helverthius, the sole survivor, returned later with a group of wizards and sealed her away. 100 years passed, and then Khazar noticed the power hidden in that place. He sent the Archean Legion to break the seal. The Resistance urgently sought the help of Janus Carter in search of a way to seal it once again. Long, long ago, the elves gifted language and magic to humanity. However, mankind began to dabble in magic that was forbidden. And war broke out between the two peoples. Driven back and put on the defensive, the human wizards crystallized the resentment and despair of their dead. This forbidden weapon of war was called the Abyssal Meteor. It was Scion Tegaroth, a wizard of the Lightbringer Society, who brought the war to an end. He established precepts of magic and split the Abyssal Meteor into 7 pieces, sealing them in various locations around the world. As time passed, part of the ocean floor in Talandre rose, revealing a buried fragment of the meteor. Once the fragment surfaced, it emanated a corrupting red fog, which caused sickness, mutation, and death to all it touched. After losing his eldest son in a dispute over rights with the Berkant family, Pakilu Naru, the commander of the Black Anvil Legion, cut off all trade with the outside world and started killing humans. In need of obsidian, a rare mineral from the Black Anvil region, the Archean Legion visited Benia Naru, Pakilo's heir, who had succeeded him as leader. In exchange for a supply of obsidian, the Black Anvil Legion learned how to use red fog as a weapon of war. Since then, countless people have fallen victim to Benia and Archean's research. Injecting the red fog, like they did to clay, is only one of thousands of ways this substance can kill. The Crimson family was a professional assassin clan who secretly cooperated with Archean. They secretly performed countless terrible experiments, all in the name of perfecting their deadly art. The eldest son of the Crimson family, Lazarus, and the daughter of the Berkant family, Norn, frequently met at the Quiet Bell Tower and fostered their forbidden love. After learning that Norn was sacrificed in an experiment in the Crimson's basement, Lazarus released all the trapped abominations and turned the mansion into a living hell. Khazar appeared in front of the dying Lazarus, offering him immortality and power. Lazarus accepted, turning into a wraith who wields a giant sword. Norn survived the experimentation at the expense of her own humanity. Now a monster, she was hidden away and soon gave birth to her son, Remy. Recently, in Urba Village, people have been claiming that they've seen the couple's ghosts near the bell tower.